So today is a rather interesting day. I sat down today to make a full video on the Fallout 4 multiplayer mod. Several videos of this were posted a couple weeks ago on YouTube. I saw them then, but was kind of busy and just kind of got around to it today. Taking a look at some of the work they already have done on what is going to be a massive undertaking. Just a couple of hours after work began on that video, we also got news that the Skyrim Multiplayer mod, that known as Skyrim Together, was one, making itself open source, but two, actually had multiplayer working in Fallout 4 also. So today we're going to take a look at two totally separate Fallout 4 multiplayer mods, which is probably your first introduction to Fallout 4 multiplayer. Although before that, if you guys do want to subscribe, we're like really close to 500,000 subscribers right as I'm recording this. Even further, if you want to follow me on Twitter, we're also very close to 10,000 followers. Be a cool milestone to hit in the same day. But first, let's take a look at Skyrim Together, the newly announced Fallout 4 multiplayer mod, kind of. But first, we do have to establish what Skyrim Together is. It functionally was multiplayer in Skyrim. You probably remember a while back they did have some early testing that you yourself could participate in. At one point, this had a $1 paywall if you wanted to participate. Later on, it was totally open and has been for a while now. And it's been getting progressive progress updates. The Epic Nate just recently did a really good video on this, and I'll have it linked in the description if you want a more comprehensive status update that is more recent. But all the while this was going on, Skyrim Together was using Harbor. This was their launcher to effectively play Skyrim multiplayer. And basically what happened today was they somewhat switched away from that code base, which was more hacky, to a new one which is now being referred to as Reborn. This is the brand new open source version of Skyrim Together, so you yourself could hypothetically contribute to this if you wanted to. And even further, I will have a link in the description to their Discord and GitHub if you want to check it out for yourself. So in its own right, that news is big for Skyrim multiplayer, and I probably will have a full video on this in the next few days. But separately, one of the other big revelations with this was that Skyrim Together did somewhat out of the box work with Fallout 4. The Skyrim, especially Skyrim Special Edition engine, is fairly similar to Fallout 4's engine. So some of the stuff that was being developed for this Reborn build with Skyrim Special Edition did work on Fallout 4. And that's what you can see here in this video, although it's not really an optimized or personally built version of this. You can actually see the video was uploaded all the way back in November of 2019. But effectively, they have two people playing Fallout 4 at the same time, on the same server, seeing the same things change in the background, and of course, seeing each other move. Although an important note with this, it is again not quite as fleshed out as Skyrim Together, so if you want to try this for yourself, you can, because it's open source, but you'll have to recompile the code yourself. But either way, it definitely is a huge achievement just off this video alone. So now, where do things go from here with Fallout Together, for lack of a better word? Well, it's not totally clear. It's open source, and some work has been done on it by the Skyrim Together devs, but not a ton, especially compared to what work has been done with Skyrim. But now this is pretty open for the community to help out on these projects. Whether a bunch of mod authors or just developers in general pick this up and start actively working on it collectively. It is now definitely something to keep a very close eye on. And you can build off of the progress that has been done over the past several years when it comes to Skyrim multiplayer. Although funny enough, totally separate to this, there is a different Fallout 4 multiplayer mod. This not really having an official name, just Fallout 4 multiplayer. And this is in no way affiliated or based off of the other Fallout or Skyrim multiplayer mods. So this mod absolutely blows my mind for a couple of reasons. One, how much progress has been made. Like, you could see another player playing Fallout 4, talking to an NPC in real time, and it looks great. And that video is 4 weeks old. But even further, just the fact that nobody has really picked up on this or like blew this up yet, I hopefully will be the first. All these videos only have a couple thousand views at most, which is absolutely insane to me. So more so than in most videos, please check this guy's channel out. I'll have it linked down below in the description. Subscribe, check out his work in progress. This is too a separate multiplayer mod for Fallout 4 that is open source. It seems like right now it's large in part being worked on by either a very small team or really just one person. And in total, this user has posted 9 videos on the topic. And one of the really cool parts about this is just looking at the other player on your server's movement, you could really see the progress he's made over just 4 months. He mentions in one post how he actually started work on this before Fallout 76, but gave up or just stopped working on it for a while. But you can see as it goes from video to video how progressively better the other player movement gets to become just eventually very smooth. You gradually see how some cosmetics start working, weapon function starts working, and in the final video you almost can't tell it actually is not just a random Fallout 4 NPC, but actually a totally different human playing Fallout 4 with you. This guy's been making astonishing progress on this mod, and it looks great thus far. He really mentions in some of the earlier posts how his goal is to start off kind of making a framework for the game, building out a multiplayer functionality that hopefully other people can build off of, which is quite exciting and actually does encompass the modding spirit quite well. You can see some of the little features he got working, like picking up objects in Fallout 4, something that actually really isn't even a thing in Fallout 76 yet, which is funny. Or where it really sold me that I was like, oh my god, this is actual Fallout 4 multiplayer, settlement building with 2 people at the same time. You can see here it literally just works. You are building a settlement with your friend, and functionally it would work the way you would hope it would. He does have some footage of VATS and various combat from time to time, whether it be shooting other players or just shooting some of the NPCs, and he mentions how right now VATS does freeze time for everyone, so it's not really a permanent solution per se. Even further, one of the other big questions that of course will pop up with this is, well, how does it work with other mods? And he mentions that most mods should work with this with a few exceptions. Of course, whenever mod projects like this pop up, one of the big questions is a release date, and thus far he's really just said a beta or closed test is still several months away, so it's not like anything you're going to be downloading in the next couple of weeks. Although do note, this video, which is the last he has released, is 4 weeks old, and at the rate he has been working on this project, I wouldn't be shocked if he may have already done quite a bit more in that time. It really is exciting. It shows you a potential Fallout 4 co-op that many of us wanted, what many of us hoped Fallout 76 would be. I know there may be some concerns that Bethesda shuts down these 2 projects, whether it be Fallout Together or just this Fallout 4 multiplayer mod, and although hypothetically I guess that is possible, I don't really see any reason why that would happen. They're not really breaking any rules as far as how they are creating these mods. Bethesda has typically allowed this type of content, although in fairness this is somewhat unprecedented in what it is attempting to achieve and how it would compete with one of their other currently active games. But at least in my totally not professional opinion, I think both of these will be okay. Skyrim Together has survived this long, even with ESO, so I think the Fallout side of things will also be okay. And overall, I think this is something we're going to see a lot more of going forward. Hopefully this video can somewhat serve to kind of incite some of you guys to follow these more closely, or even, since both are open source, help on the mod projects. Although outside of that, there actually were a couple of other mods for Fallout 4 to recently get some updates, work in progress pictures, and one of the big ones to get this is Westech Tactical Optics Redux. Westech Tactical Optics is easily one of the most popular mods to ever be featured for Fallout 4, amassing millions of downloads as well as just long-term players. It's one of those mods you download and then basically just keep on the game forever. So Fading Signal, the mod author behind this one, has actually announced he is remaking the mod from scratch, including remaking all of the models, the gameplay effects. Hopefully this will all around create a better looking and smoother in-game experience. And really his justification for this is he has become better at some of these things over the years since this mod has released. It actually is a 4-year-old mod now, initially releasing in April of 2016. I'm really excited for this one, to see what's the same, to see what is quite different, or even, hopefully, a lot more improved. Even outside of that, we have some additional updates on the M4 custom. This is something I showed you in the last iteration of this video, and what we saw in that was a new, highly customizable M4 mod for Fallout 4, featuring a wide variety of custom or unique attachments, and, well, I didn't realize the scale of that. This is going to be a fully fledged and highly customizable mod for Fallout 4. Just a couple of the stats: 16 handguards, 14 stocks, 20 optics, 2 different receiver types so you could change it from 9mm 45 ACP and of course 5.56, 18 magazine types so there are different quick reload versions. And all around, this is shaping up to look like it is going to be one of the most highly customizable out-of-the-box mods for Fallout 4, and that gets me very excited. That is one of the best things of the M4 platform, and although we have a few options in this category, it definitely seems like this is going to be a strong contender for which one you're going to want to download. Separately, we also do have the Red Glare, which may look familiar to some of you. This was a weapon originally introduced in the Lonesome Road add-on for Fallout New Vegas, and basically it's being added into Fallout 4, but going to take full advantage of the weapon customization system of Fallout 4. So you can see just right off the bat, it looks great. It is a representative recreation of this weapon from New Vegas, and going to be a good addition to Fallout 4. There's not a ton in the way of launcher mods, especially compared to like the number of ARs we have for the game. But even further in the background, you can see several of the customization options that will be coming with this. Fallout 4's gunplay, as well as its customization system, is just leaps and bounds better than what we had in New Vegas, so it gets me really excited to once again experience this very nostalgic weapon. And if all that customization wasn't enough, we also have the Scorpion Evo Complex, which will also be one of the most highly customizable mods out of the box in its initial form that I've seen for Fallout 4 thus far. And from these images, it looks like it's going to functionally be one of those weapons you could take all the way down from a very compact machine pistol all the way up to a fully fledged DMR, really embracing that Fallout 4 weapon customization and also just looking really good in the process. There's honestly not a ton to say about this one. All of the individual pieces look really cool. It is a bit more modern, but in a way, I feel like it also fits in pretty well with Fallout 4. But with all that being said, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you found it entertaining or informative. But until next time, I thank you all again for watching, and I hope to see you all later.